No idea
the
who
front
that
guy.
is.
Who had the ponytail?
That's That's Mick Fleetwood.
Mick
Yep.
Fleetwood had the ponytail.
Mick Fleetwood.
There we go.
Don't get me started on 80 bands.
Your love of Flock of Seagulls is well known.
Oh yeah, that Toto, Little Michael,
Oh, little Michael.
Little Michael McDonald, Little Doobies, REM. Or was that next? Assistant
have a-
producing for a company called Theater Planners, and they've got a show sponsored by Northridge that's on the road that they're managing.
Yeah, it's
And they're
Valley
going to-
Performing Arts. It's not Northridge.
Northridge, yeah, Valley Performing Arts Theaters. And she's going to look at another one in Palm Springs that they're thinking about touring later in the year. So she's going to make a living at theater if come hell or high water.
At the very least, she might go on the tram ride.
Like another friend of ours.
Right.
Beautiful.
I remember somebody that was Cinderella or something. Snow White, right?
Oh, was that a...
Isn't that KD?
Oh, no, she was the Disney. That's
Yeah.
Kay was Disney.
Disney.
Debbie Dodds.
Well, there's
Debbie
a
Dodds was
tram
Disney.
ride at Disneyland.
All right.
Debbie Dodds did Disney.
Did she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did Kay as well?
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, she was like a princess.
Yeah, she was like Snow or something like that.
All right, we're getting close here. Here we go. So I'm going to put the chat over there just in case.
Just in case
So we
somebody
can
goes
see
to YouTube.
In case somebody actually says something.
logs on to
Someone
their
actually
account.
logs in and starts talking to us.
Yes.
It's a shame because I don't have my glasses on, so I can't read. I can just notify you guys that someone talked.
That's the kind of excuse that someone who can't read would say.
I don't have glasses. I can't read.
You know, at this point in the evening, yes, I cannot read. I am illiterate.
So that's what he told me. Okay, so let me go this. Let's see if we can pop us up. Everyone. Oh, I got John on there, and let's see if... okay, so we have both of us on there. Now, here's what I have to do, everyone, just to let everyone know. I'm going to go up, and this is new tonight. And Mason, thank you for joining us.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
And John.
Hey.
Hey.
Thanks for being here. It is only 8:32. I think I think I have a live stream of us right now.
Very impressive.
I envy America right now.
Yes.
America is envy. Now this is going to be a delay because this is
Yeah.
everything that we're doing is.
If I don't
is behind.
spill tonight.
Okay, you'll see us in a few minutes. So in a few seconds.
If you put your drinks out in front of you instead of having them like within
blocking
your little
glass.
cove,
I'm
you're
blocked.
less
No.
likely to
These are
spill.
mine.
You don't have
is
to be
my space.
territorial, Dad. Like, no one's going to steal your
with the
drink.
dad stuff.
I would put it right
Okay, I'll just start with the old man. Would
Okay.
you prefer that?
That's something that a guy who roofies drinks would say.
there. Put it right in front of me.
Oh, man.
I need it with
I can see the dynamic that's going to set up this evening. I'm just going to feed you content.
That's plays for me.
Easy.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Easy.
Wow.
Okay,
Am I being
so-
really that loud?
You're a little
As
bit.
always.
A little
Yeah,
bit.
you can back off just a hair.
Oh, just
John.
a hair? Is that good?
That's better.
Let's see if this thing. Let's see if this lets me post.
I mean, I can sit back here and just
I-
be extra loud for you.
I will tell you guys. We're also recording, but I'll tell you guys. I had a terrible time with Facebook because I was doing it. I wanted to tell you guys this. I didn't want to tell you what we were drinking, but by the way, we were drinking earlier in the bar. 'Cause
Who
of
was?
this,
I had some water.
Some of us were.
Way to reveal the secrets. Pull back the veil.
Damn! I can't. You know who the wizard is?
And he's quite drunk.
And his name is
He's
alcohol.
Mexican. Tecate.
Tecate. Dr. Tecate.
Dr. Tecate, sir.
Careful, Chris. That's copyrighted.
So anyway, I was doing a test. I was doing a test on Facebook, and this part of it's my problem. I was listening to 80s music,
As always.
and they hit me. They triggered me. It was like all of a sudden it was like, oh, you copyright infringement. I'm like, it's in the background.
What was the piece of music you were listening to?
Well, that's even worse. Duran.
Oh.
Hungry Like the Wolf?
No, Rio.
Rio.
Her name is. Oh,
It's beautiful.
don't say it.
Yeah.
Just call it a cover.
Right, because our voices will trigger the algorithm.
Right. It could happen.
My voice is so much like...
Right.
Duran.
I get Shazammed. You can just Shazam me when I sing.
Right. Well, that's the problem, and that's the problem. It's like the technology has gotten to a point where people pick this up, and so now Facebook, I think, is trying to be like first of all, you can monetize on YouTube, but you can't monetize on Facebook. So I don't really get the game because it's like, well, if I'm playing the music, I'm still not monetizing, but it's a copyright infringement. So
the monetization has nothing to do with it being copyright. Like that's the problem. Is you have to like change the music to make it fair use, so then it doesn't get a copyright strike.
Yeah, it's fair use.
Oh
man, it just gets ugly.
Wow. So I'm not allowed to stream on Facebook, and I'm not allowed to.
Well, you can make a new account.
I got to say,
I tried that.
When I came on tonight, I was hoping for a fair use discussion.
Wait,
let's do that.
Wait, Chris.
Some drinks, a fair use.
Nice long fair use
Chris.
discussion would be fantastic.
You made a new
What a
Facebook
comedic
account
topic.
and you still can't upload things?
I made a new Facebook account, but then I have to go through and link it to everyone that I know.
Oh, okay.
So if you don't have a new account,
shoot, you know what's happened?
and they stopped you,
Right.
then
And
are
you're
we
banned.
really streaming?
Yes.
It's on YouTube.
We're streaming on YouTube. This is
okay.
don't pay no attention to that spinning thing. We're still going. It's the internet. So my point today is this. This is the thing. I'm recording so that when I can upload, I'm going to upload. And
So it'll
on
be a little-
Facebook right now,
So
it'll,
posterity will.
So this will be a little time-space continuum.
That's right.
Yeah,
Well,
it'll be uploaded later.
right.
As
And
a VOD.
what I discover is most people
I'm afraid
like
of bots.
watch it later. I've had comments on some of the other.
I have never
podcasts.
watched
Don't go on
anything live.
YouTube then
Well,
because they're
I
controlled
don't
by
watch
bots.
yours live. Are you live, by the way?
I'm not live. That's why you can't watch mine live.
Oh.
I don't do it like
Because,
that.
by the way, Mason does a wonderful podcast. Not a podcast. What is that?
It's a surf report.
A surf report. Mason Brown's surf report.
That's right.
Now, is that because you couldn't come up with another name? Or?
It's very accurate. I don't want any possibility of confusion.
No copyright strike.
Everyone knows what's going
You're
on.
the only Mason Brown.
And it's the surf report. And by the way, I usually post it about 3 or 4 hours after I've gone surfing, and it says how the conditions were. So it's completely useless. It's absolutely useless to anyone.
Do you do it from the beach?
Yes. I filmed at the
he's from
beach.
Okay, so it's only semi-accurate.
Oh, it's perfectly accurate for the conditions
time.
of 4 hours ago.
Right.
3 or 4 hours ago, the water was fine. Now,
I don't know. I don't know.
just go and try.
So if you were surfing that morning, hey man, you enjoyed some great swells.
That's right. Right.
But if you're surfing now, mid-afternoon, I have no idea. I'm sorry.
It's more for the surfer in search of validation. Yeah, that was nice.
Was the water
that was
nice?
nice? Yeah.
Is that for so that people know you surf, or is
It's
it
mostly an ego thing, sure.
But because I always like your posts.
I appreciate
but
that.
you know what I'm going to ask you.
Yeah, you always ask about sharks,
I do.
which is the only appropriate question to ask, because that's what matters.
I watched your report purely to see if you spotted
if there was a shark. And I told you, I surfed over a leopard shark one time.
Right.
That counts as a shark
That
sighting.
is a shark.
I think you actually called me out on Facebook.
Yeah,
about
I
that.
thought you'd be. I didn't want you to miss that one. The
I
one
was
time I
ex-
surf over a shark, I think you should
I
know.
was so excited.
Yeah.
And I always post little
little
shark
gifts.
pictures. Yeah.
gifts of sharks and
I
things like
see
that.
Yeah.
My thing, and my wife
Are
said
you
to me,
supplying him with the memes?
No, I'm not
No.
trying to. These are the most
Supplier. I got a guy. I got a guy.
So Erica wants to know.
Jake, I need another
Erica
shark
was
photo.
going to dial in. Where are we on YouTube?
we're on YouTube. We're on Channel H.
Channel H.
Yeah,
on YouTube.
I'm trying to get this
You need
link.
to
Can
send
you
that on
share the link
Facebook.
on YouTube?
I'm trying to do it right now. Tell her I'm working on getting it.
I do
I'm-
have people that would want to watch
Oh
That
man.
seems. By the way, that seems
Even-
like valuable real estate. Channel H.
Channel H.
Yeah.
It does. I mean, I don't know whether
Thank
it
you.
is or not, but it sounds like
Jake-
that could be
Jake,
worth
Yeah,
something.
I
Would you
came
like
up with
to
the idea of
explain
H. Well, no, it's a little long. It's something I
Your
came
last
up with
name
in
is
high
Hudson,
school.
and you want
Well,
Channel
wait,
H.
but actually it had-
Thanks for that.
I mean,
Oh,
it's only,
I'm what mind blown. How could that
Jake,
possibly
Jake,
happen?
it's only
Channel
2
5
syllables. Come
and
on,
Channel
man.
4
Right,
and
but Channel
Channel 2.
Channel
Why
H.
can't there be Channel
The
H?
idea of Channel H was the Channel H was his thing, but I had a whole thing with H like back in high school. It was like a weird meme thing, but
Gotcha.
like I don't know. I stopped talking about it for a while. But he
So you're
It's too
supplying the
painful.
memes for the channel.
what? Yeah, I supply memes.
It was a bit painful.
Yeah, he was annoyed with me. He was like, "Stop fucking talking about
I
H."
was a bit. I was a bit.
I was like, "What is?" He'd ask me what is H, and I'd be like,
And then I took
"I have a big wooden H in my garage."
Right.
Right, and then I took it. I'm
You
realizing
took his H?
I took his H.
You're
No,
a dick.
I didn't
my
take his
H?
H.
He's not been seen since then.
I didn't take his H. What I did
He
was
burned it, Jake.
I took the idea. I took the
It
idea.
was
of the
used
H.
for kindling.
So he took the wooden H and then
Right.
just took the idea.
Yeah,
from it.
I got you.
Got rid of the wood.
I thought he got.
Tell you, hang on a second. So I'm gonna go ahead and I apologize. Technology is lately around my house. I don't know what it is, but the Facebook is bad. The internet is bad. Everything is bad right now. I can't get anything.
Well, it's
Is
the,
it the wind?
It's
the wind.
It's
My
the
cable
wind.
Sucks.
It's the
seriously,
wind
everything's
because more
slow.
people
Spectrum-
are outside than inside, and
So-
net neutrality's ending, so Spectrum's just asserting their control
I'm
and
excited for
dominance.
that. Oh yeah. Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
12th
No.
of December.
No.
We get
I'll
political?
tell you what happened.
We got to get into
Not
that
yet.
long net neutrality discussion
No.
right now. Right
Go ahead,
after we
John.
have our
Fair
fair
use
use.
discussion.
All right, go ahead,
The
John.
old
you.
man's talking.
Oh.
Hey, you didn't
know
want
what?
Dad.
I'm running the mics. I can shut him
just
off right now.
mute?
I'll kill it. Go ahead, John.
No, I was just gonna say, I could tell that the internet's absolutely sucked this week because all the kids in LA Unified School District were off for 2 days when there was no smoke in the valley, by the way,
Right.
and they were all on the internet, so I couldn't even get an email out this week.
It was very hard for me to masturbate this week. Damn you! That's the true victim of the fires.
That's all the middle school and
The
high school
chronic
students
masturbator.
stuck at home
You're
with
Terrible.
without their. That's all the
Right
high
there.
school students.
You know,
visiting their younger
I'll be
siblings.
honest with you. There's something nice about going to YouTube right now.
Those
And on Facebook.
I was talking
LAUSD
about
kids.
LAUSD kids, and you went there?
I know.
The master.
Well, that's
That's because they were clogging the internet, not because I was thinking about the children. It's an important distinction.
I'm going to let Mason, I'm going to let that.
Do you understand
Just
why?
let that
But
hang.
now you understand why I follow Mason on his Facebook.
You don't know what's going to
He
happen.
talks about sharks
I
and
never-
LAUSD kids.
Exactly. You don't know if it's going to be a shark or a kid that gets him.
I surfed over a kid today.
This is
Yeah,
channel.
it's
M.
awkward.
That'd actually be pretty funny if you surfed over a
That'd
kid.
be bad.
My dad posted
That
a
would be
I'm
really
pretty
bad.
sure that'd be bad.
I don't know
bad.
how I would react to that, by the way.
You put a
There's
kid
no
gif.
meme or GIF for that.
Oh, there's
I think.
totally one.
I'm sure there is.
Oh,
I'm your supplier. I know.
Your guy can get one.
I gotcha. Give me 20 minutes.
Right. Oh my
Get a
god.
kid in the water, just going right under.
Right. So I'm gonna fly back to the Mason surfer. But Mason, when did you start? When did you start surfing? Because I've known you for what?
A long time.
Jeez,
20 years
15,
probably.
20
yeah.
years. I didn't know you surfed.
I started surfing when you should start surfing at the age of 47. Which anyone will tell you that's exactly when you should start surfing.
Did what's his face
I'll
get
wait
you
then.
into it? What's
Scott
his name?
Parkin,
Scott Parkin.
great Scott Parkin, who we also did improv with.
Right.
Delightful improviser and but a terrific surfer. And
Right.
he kept posting on Facebook saying, "Come on down and surf." And I kept looking at his posts on Facebook and saying, "Man, that looks fun." And then finally, I was like, "Yeah, I came down and it
And you
turns
surfed.
out it's actually fun."
So how long have you been surfing?
3 years.
Wow.
3 years, and I'm now a bad surfer. It's taken me that long to become
Wow.
a bad surfer.
Have you been?
Have
Have
you
you
been a
been?
good surfer?
Right.
I don't know how long that takes to get to be a good surfer.
Have you been pushed out of the water by the surf Nazis and the surf guys that are like kind of crazy? I heard.
Well,
Sharks?
I'm rarely going to Lunata Bay and just.
That's what
Not
that
a
is.
bay.
I'm not. But no, I mean, like, I go to the same spot all the time, so I know everybody at Tower 26.
Okay.
They're all good guys.
Okay,
I
so
love
if you want to push him out of the water, Tower 26.
No.
Lunata
Every
them.
morning.
That's my spot.
He'll
If
make
I'm
it
at
on-
your spot, yeah,
So now you're the surfer.
yeah, you stay the hell
You've
away
been there
from
3 years.
3 years. Oh, this old guy.
You're a bad surfer.
That's my spot.
And by the way, you should stay away from my spot because I still suck. Like,
Wow.
like,
Do you
He's gonna
talk? Do you
take
talk?
you out.
Yeah.
I don't know. You might make it on his surf report if you
Right.
go there.
yeah.
Do you talk sharks with the other guys?
No, it's considered poor form to talk sharks in the
Is it
lineup.
really?
It is actually, because I do remember when I was at Sunset and somebody had just claimed to have been bit by a shark like the day before,
Right.
and it turns out I believe it was a fake biting, which is the weirdest thing in the world.
How's a fake?
I-
Why
well,
would
You mean it?
fake
What?
a
It mean
bite?
he
fake everything
faked it, or
nowadays.
it's
No,
like-
it was a girl, and she got cut. I mean, she got badly cut, but people think it was a fin that cut her, and not like the board fin, like the fin on the board, the
okay.
skeg. If
some
you will.
guy named Finn.
Yeah, some guy named Finn, the Irish
Around
fella.
with a switchblade while
Finn from
surfing.
Stranger
Irish fella from the 20s. Ah, it's me, Finn. Ah.
He came up.
He came up. Anyhow,
And that's bad form to talk about Finn in Santa Monica.
no, don't talk about Finn.
He's a character.
Finn will let you know if you've gone too far. But yeah, so but anyhow, yeah. So she claimed that a shark had bit her, but other people had not seen a shark there. But her GoFundMe said that she had been bit by a shark. If you see where
See, I'm telling you, man. There's the GoFundMe
So
link.
it was a phony GoFundMe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
So thoroughbred horses this week in GoFundMe kind of bugged me a little bit.
Oh.
woo,
Yeah.
Somebody's been funded.
Someone's been funded. A horse.
Oh my god. A horse has been funded.
I'm sorry for the
Everyone.
horses that passed.
Right.
You know, horses aren't
Right.
really brilliant, and they'll run
They
back
aren't or they
into a
are?
burning
Aren't.
barn. Yeah, raised with horses. I had horses around.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Anyway, I just felt it was weird that there was a GoFundMe site for thoroughbred horse owners.
So you think you
I
don't
just
think
thought
that
that
they
was-
lost the horses? Or you're doing it?
I no. It's a tragic that any horse, lost its life. That's just horrific.
Yeah.
I just.
You know who I blame for the horse loss?
I do not.
Finn.
I just feel it's a little weird that owners of thoroughbred horses are, we've got people that have lost everything in
Finn just is
Ventura,
everywhere.
and there's
Right.
thoroughbred horse owners that are
you've
doing
just-
a GoFundMe site with almost $500,000.
You have triggered
That's-
there we go.
hundreds
That's a little disgusting.
Yeah.
of thoroughbred.
The equestrian
And everybody named
onslaught
Finn.
will come.
Yeah, the equestrian
Finn.
community is
And
outraged.
Finn.
And the horse. And if there's a Finn that's a horse
Oh,
owner,
you're fucked.
Oh, God.
Forget it.
Banned from YouTube.
don't give up my
Over.
address. That's all I'm saying.
Oh,
I was never here.
He'll cut you.
He will cut you.
See a horse
It
with
was a
knife in
shark.
his mouth.
I'm sitting in my house.
Shark
turn
comes.
that off.
Boom.
Boom! I get a check. Knocks on the door. He
Land
cuts.
shark.
It's a land shark. There was a
Finn.
Sharknado came and
Sharknado.
Sharknado. Could happen.
Named Finn.
By the way, which is a great movie.
Is there-
I watched the one
excellent movie.
Sharknado.
there's a leopard shark.
Amazing.
Is there a horse shark? There's a leopard shark.
There's a leopard shark. There's a
There's
horn shark. There's a
horn
swell
shark,
shark. But
there's
there's
Is there a
Horse
lion shark?
Wait, what's
no
the
tiger shark.
tiger shark?
Are you familiar with the sharks now that you're in the water?
I'm pretty familiar with the sharks,
Seahorse.
but I've always been
But are
I've
there
always been terrified of sharks.
shark
I know
horses?
there's
Have you?
lion
Yeah,
fishes.
all my life.
What's the first? What caused that?
That was Jaws.
Jaws.
It was Jaws. I saw Jaws when I was about 7 in the theater, and that was too much for me.
Of course, it would be.
It was too much for me.
And you lived out.
I mean,
you lived
were
out in
you-
that area.
I did. I
Were
lived.
you
I lived.
traumatized by the kid that was eaten?
I don't know which one, which biting, which shark death
Yeah.
did it. It was probably the first one. It was probably the lady swimming doing
Right.
it.
She gets in the
She
water
gets
in the
in the
middle
water.
of the night.
Yeah. Now I watched it, I kind of laugh because she's clearly on some kind of machine getting shaken around. But like at the time, it felt bad.
Let
It
me
was
tell you.
amazing.
Yeah, the movie
Yes,
holds up pretty well.
It was-
actually.
It does. No, it's a great movie.
But
do
can
love it.
I tell you something? What's really scary about that is now that when you're surfing, there might be a machine in the water.
Yeah, just waiting to shake
Named
me.
Finn.
Those fin
Put that on your shark
drones
report.
are coming for you.
But as old as that
that's-
shark is, you can still see him at Universal Studios.
You can,
right?
and
Yeah, he's right
right.
there.
He has suffered. The test.
and you think Free Willy, right? I mean, come on.
He has suffered.
The real crime is the mechanical shark that's forced to
Right.
perform every day.
That what would really suck about it is if you got eaten by a mechanic.
Oh yeah, no. Like, how did he die, Bruce? It was
Mechanical
Bruce, the mechanical shark.
Go fund me.
Oh,
Start a GoFundMe.
GoFundMe.
I got bit by a mechanical shark.
The tram ride went wrong.
Is that your worst fear about surfing?
No,
Getting
it
bitten
used
by a
to, it
mechanical
used to
shark?
be, but it's not.
What is your worst fear?
Oh, I think it's probably just drowning.
Did you get worse at swimming?
Well, Jake, you get stuck in the swell and the board comes and knocks you, and then you're not. Oh, man.
There's a whole thing to it.
Oh, it
Right?
happens. Yeah, it could easily happen.
Have you been?
I've been hit in the
Have you
face with
drowned
the
yet?
board. I have not drowned yet. I have not died.
You haven't died yet.
I haven't drowned. Yeah, I'm
Well,
not.
good to
I'm
know.
glad to hear that you're still on your first life.
Yeah, so that's good. But yeah, no, I got smacked in the head with the board 3 weeks ago and spat out blood, and I was like,
What?
Did
yeah,
it make the surf report?
It did make the surf
I think
report.
I remember
Apparently-
that.
Apparently, he doesn't read it.
No.
No, because it was high
make
sharkiness.
the
Once
surf
you're spitting
No.
out blood, it's high sharkiness.
I think I did. Right. See,
Yeah.
I am following you
Yeah,
because
yeah.
what happens is I do notice that when there is blood in the water, because there was something about I cut my foot.
Yeah.
I'll do Mason.
Yeah.
I cut my foot, which makes it high shark.
What is an accent?
But come on down.
I don't know why. Yeah, you
that's
give
the
me a
Mason
microphone,
accent.
I start to talk like Rob Reiner. I don't know what that is. I cut my foot, and then suddenly, the blood in the water. Why? Anyway, by the way, Rob Reiner is super funny. So if you just do a Rob Reiner impression, you're all right.
Right. If you just do rub water on a surfboard.
Right. Yeah. Sure.
Getting attacked by Finn.
You're surfing.
What with the water and the wet and the whole.
Right. It's a whole thing.
Yeah, it's a whole bit.
So for 3 years you've been surfing. That's great, and I appreciate. If you guys haven't checked out Mason Brown's surf report, I really do, dude. I mean, I'm being honest with you.
That's quite kind.
I love that, and I think it's probably a Facebook surf report for the non-surfers. I really do.
I do think if you're an actual surfer, you
No,
can be
nobody
disappointed. You're going to be disappointed.
I mean, 4 hours after, who cares?
Because we're already out there.
Yeah.
We're already out there. But I like the way he always invites you there. Come on down.
Come on down.
That's for all the people that are stuck in, their horrible 9-to-5 jobs in Santa Monica, and they're like, I want to be a surfer. But, they just live vicariously through you. So, thank you for posting that every week.
Of course, what they should just do is turn on the surf cams on Swell Magnet, which is way better, and you can just watch the
Well, you just give away the secret.
Anyhow, there goes my channel.
Here we go.
Why did you do that?
Rats.
I can't do it.
Check that.
Done.
Swellmagnet.com.
It's very good.
Right. Now, earlier, anything else you want to talk about the surf report? No.
No.
I mean, does anybody have any more questions about the surf report?
Is there a sand report?
The sand. By the way, the sand conditions have changed at Ocean Park right now.
Yeah, talk to me about
I don't know what's going on, but now there's not enough bar. There's not a big enough sandbar far outside, so the things are breaking right on the shore. We need a big winter storm. That's what I'm saying.
Are my discussions of geology not enough to make you adverse to knowing about sand?
Sands.
Clearly, I need to take it
What
up
does
a notch.
geology have to do with sand?
Yeah, come on.
Doesn't study dinosaurs, Dad.
What is this lunacy?
Sedimentology.
Rocks have nothing to do with
Oh,
sand.
he knows.
You're out of your
knows.
mind.
What do you think sand?
Rocks.
Right, sand
Rocks
and
will
rocks.
become sand.
What?
John, we all
yeah.
know that sand is from glass.
Duh. But that's why I drink this beer.
Right. We want to get
More
back
sand.
to sand.
By this boiling the water.
It's doing my part.
Listen, years
Thank you for
ago
doing
on
your
the
part.
beach it was all rock.
We need
Until they
more
started
brown
drinking
glass
beer.
in the sand.
And it
Wait,
became
hang
sand.
on. I want to get back to the sand report.
Sand, yeah.
Thank God we're getting back to that. On
All
time.
right, go.
There's been an increased proportion from the San Gabriel Mountains thanks to the wildfires.
It's hot on the sand. Come on down. Remember, that was 4 hours ago. It made me cool.
Wait a second. I
Maybe
want
cool
to
down.
ask John a question.
That's
Is it
hilarious.
consangual?
Consensual.
Oh.
I
The
have to resign
answer,
now.
the answer to that is yes.
Right.
I have to resign. I'm
You're
sorry.
done. Time for another beer.
The sand report is over.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we know Mason Brown's
Yeah, my sand report.
sand report.
I'm not starting a new
Hey,
page.
hey, Pops,
actually.
are you okay?
I would love to
Are you
see
okay?
that.
I wanna see
On
a
your
sand
next
report.
report, I'd like you to be able to go, and by the way,
The sand conditions are outstanding today.
it's hot.
All your comments like, why are you talking about
But I'm
sand?
sure by the time you get here, it'll be cool.
If you come at nightfall, this will be very chilly.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh my God. So earlier today, when we were out there earlier today, like we've all been together today.
We've been here all day.
We've been here. It's been
Earlier,
a ton
and
of day drinking.
I took a picture of us at the bar. Earlier, we talked about the fire situation.
Ugh.
So, John, you had
man.
seen us. It's okay. Just tell us about this.
I was just I had a meeting downtown. Was it
Right.
Friday?
Right.
I just felt it was odd. Like you remembered it exactly what the sign said or something. The freeway signs that
Right.
warn us of traffic jams and things like that. We're going down. There's one right by Laurel Canyon, and
Right.
we're passing it. And the LA City's trying to make a joke about fire safety. or
Don't
something.
let fire prevention go up in smoke.
Yeah,
That was it.
Yeah.
I didn't
Don't let
remember it
fire
exactly, but he did.
protection go
Real
up in
classy,
smoke.
real classy
And I'm
joke.
like,
I don't
Yeah,
think it's
once
a joke.
again-
I think it's a mnemonic.
I
don't think it's a joke. I think
you're very right.
right.
It's a mnemonic device,
Right.
and I think that they should just go back to the very straightforward,
just
smoky.
let me know
only
that I
you
can get
prevent
downtown in
forest
30
fires.
minutes.
Right. That's all I need to
That's
know.
all I really need to
Well,
know.
that's what's funny is like
Who's writing this
right,
stuff?
you write
I
this
mean,
stuff, but it's
there's a lot of
corporate.
writers in
It's
LA. Why
corporate.
can't they hire them to write the signs?
because they're too busy working on reality shows.
God bless him.
Truths, hard truths.
Hard truth.
I did want to know whether the 405 was on fire because apparently that was an issue for me. I had to go up to Topanga the other day
But
Yeah.
fire
because the
safety
405 was
up
on
in
fire.
Smoke.
And how
that
was
was-
that?
Were you coming?
I was going to go to work in North Hollywood, but I couldn't because the 405 was on
I
fire.
saw the photo. It's crazy.
That's a big
But
deal.
so you went up Topanga
I went up
Canyon
Topanga
and back around.
and then back around.
That was
Oh my god! You didn't want to go over the other.
Well, for Motion Park, it's
that's
easy
right,
to get on the PCH. And
right,
surf report.
Forgot about the surf report.
Gotta do that.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Topanga, by the way, I forgot how hippy dippy Topanga was. I was
Topanga is a crown jewel that should never be touched.
Yeah, I think some
it's
amazing.
awesome.
Remain the way it is. It is glorious.
Yeah, it's great.
They were in Chatsworth.
I mean, there was a lot of hand symbols, finger symbols going on.
Dude, it's weird.
Yeah,
but was it busy?
Right.
Was it busy on Topanga?
Wasn't so bad. It was,
right.
It was all right.
You're far enough away from Santa Monica.
Just stop
I think most
Fernwood.
people were going the 10 to whatever,
Right,
the 10
to the
to the
other way,
101 route or whatever that fuck. Topanga seemed out of the way. It was great.
It's excellent. You went
great.
left.
I went left.
You went left.
Everything, come on down.
Topanga, come on down.
Use Topanga Candy. It's great.
It's great.
You should give it. I was starting to do traffic reports in the car, which you probably watched.
You know what's
3
good is
seconds.
I'll do traffic
I did watch
reports,
some of
but
that.
4 hours later.
Well, that's the problem.
The 101 was it was bad this morning.
No, it's fine.
I'd be sitting
I
in
made it.
North Hollywood, come on down.
I made it to North Hollywood 4 hours ago.
Come on down.
I did watch it live from the Kula in
When I was
Seaside.
doing that?
Yeah, while you were doing that, and I was like, oh man, I'm so glad I have, a 10-minute commute just up Corbin.
I did that for a reason. I did that for a reason for everyone to know the suffrage of what it takes to work in the television industry.
I think any industry that you have to go.
I think it's
into the
anywhere that
city.
you have to commute in LA.
Yeah, but I kind of was sending a message in, but it's like, I'd love to be in television. Here's what you have. This is it. This is television.
That's only if you're living in the valley. I mean,
No, I think if you're living anywhere.
It's pretty bad going from Santa Monica to Burbank.
Santa Monica to Santa Monica.
He lives in Santa Monica.
Yeah.
You could
Okay.
live next to your studio and pay through the nose for rent to be able to walk
Well,
to
the
work.
problem is, who does that?
Probably some people.
John Lawrence.
I'm not a part of this
This
conversation.
guy walks to his studio.
That's awesome.
He made
God, the
his
walk was
studio
awful.
in the
Right.
back of the
Come on down.
Come on down.
There's a lot of pain.
John
to
Lawrence's
that.
studio. Come on down.
I want a John Lawrence
I can't
studio
complain
report.
about my commute.
Yeah, what about the John Lawrence studio report? I think you guys are doing
that's what I
that.
want.
Oh man, I would love to see that.
It's clear, it's cloudy.
great today.
No one's here.
It's an easy walk.
Easy one, come on.
Come on down.
Barley caught a rabbit. It's really annoying.
It's a coyote on the hill.
Right. I know, because John always said to me,
Tucker's looking
I had to
too
go downtown
adorable.
for a meeting, and I'm like, there's a violin playing. I had to go in.
Oh, it's
was a
the
10 o'clock
best
meeting, too.
when he
Oh,
starts
that's really
complaining about his commute.
I had to leave the
LA.
house today to go to the grocery store.
I had to put on clothes. This is
He
bullshit.
doesn't go to the grocery store.
Not gonna do
I
it.
go to the grocery store.
My meeting, I'm going my way.
I had to put on clothes today.
Oh my god.
I had to open my eyes.
It was too cold. I had to wear a jacket outside.
Bathrobe.
He does.
Right.
He
I had to
dresses
push
up.
that little button
he
at the
dresses
toilet
up
goes
because
down.
he never knows when a client's going to unexpectedly walk
Unexpectedly.
into the office.
Yeah.
No.
Right. Well, none of us have that problem except one guy. So anyway, moving on.
One
not
guy.
me.
It's me.
There's one person out there, if there were,
Right.
just, that really speaks to me.
One guy. And he won the lottery.
I like that John Lawrence guy.
He's got life figured out.
I figured that out. I wish I could do it. Yeah, I have the same thing.
I know where he's coming from.
That's the real.
People
commute.
dismiss it,
Hey,
but
guys.
those guys don't know.
Come on down.
Come on down.
Come on down.
Come on down to
Come
John
on down.
Lawrence's studio. Come on down.
Come on down.
So
Unless he's in a comm call, in which case he'll tell you to shut up.
right, he'll be very quiet. So I'm going to go back to the fires. I mean, a lot of people who are going to watch this are not in California. I got to be honest with you, and I hate to laugh about this, but my wife, and it's sad. The whole fire thing is sad, but when they started to do the check in if you're safe. No, you know where I'm going. And it's like we're out here in the beautiful west side of San Fernando Valley, right? We're pretty far from the fires. Let's be honest. Like you've got the one over near Santa Clarita, you got the one in Ventura, and you got the one
Skirball
down
Center.
in Skirball Center, right? You're
You
actually
also have
closer.
Yeah.
You also have the Silmar.
The Silmar.
In the Silmar, but come on. So we're sitting here right now in a place that doesn't have.
You
We
wouldn't
got
even, you
smoke.
would
We
not
got
smell
smoke.
the smoke. It's not very
We got
noticeable.
smoke, and my wife checks in, safe, and I looked at her and I go, What?
You were never in danger. You were never in danger.
Never. There wasn't.
I want you to know my sister also checked.
I know. I saw that. I'm like,
and I was just
folks,
like, really?
We're not in danger.
No.
And I had
Wait. You checked in safe on Facebook,
right?
To tell everyone on the East Coast that you were fine because
they don't know.
They showed
that is true. That is true.
All they did on the news was show this horrific fire.
Just write something on Facebook.
They show the photos of the 405
they showed
on fire.
the photos of
my mother was a volcano.
It literally looked like an inferno that people were just driving through, and it was insane.
And actually, I had a friend of mine post video of like he drove through while it was on fire, and I'm like, holy crap! That was the scariest drive in the world. He can post.
I have entered hell.
He does a fire report.
Listen, I'm taking the orange line. I'm out here. I knew the fires were happening. I get down to Van Nuys on the orange line, and I'm like, smells like smoke.
Yeah.
And then I get over to North Hollywood, and I get nothing. And it was just like, that was the danger I was in. Well, the only danger I was in was like, it got pretty smoky.
Yeah, I will tell you.
My favorite, though, was Cal State Northridge shutting down on Thursday after, the fire had stopped impacting the 405 and smoke was at its least at a level that it really wasn't that bad in Northridge because, the winds were blowing all the smoke around Northridge. So
Did
the
you
air
check in?
quality... No.
Safe.
I don't need to check in. I was never in danger.
At
no point was I ever in a point where I was really
Let me tell you something.
in danger.
All of us at this table, and Jake, I'm including you at this table even though you're not at the table, all of us were a lot safer than Mason Brown was when the shark swam underneath it.
It was a leopard shark. I was safe.
I was very true.
You should be checking in safe.
I was safe. It's a leopard shark.
Your toes were not safe.
No, man. Listen, that leopard shark. Oh, you trust leopard shark?
I do trust. And in fact, did you read? I'm relatively sure I kicked one. I swear to God. I swear to God, I'm pretty sure I kicked one.
You know how many deniers are out there?
I know that there were a lot of deniers, but I'm telling you.
You kicked a rock.
Yeah, well, that was no rock.
Was it squishy?
It felt pretty solid. It was solid yet fleshy. It was, and it was the side of something. So I have stepped on I'm pretty sure I've stepped on weird, creepy things that may have been the fins of stingrays before, or small fish. Right. But this was I kicked the side of a big fish. And it was right where people have seen leopard sharks. I've heard them talk about it, and it was right near where I had seen a leopard shark. I'm pretty sure it was a leopard shark, but I did not see it. It is.
You know what I'd like you to do?
Now wait, is that Tower 23?
That was Tower 26.
26.
Oh, 26.
I don't know what goes on at 23. I do go down to 27 pretty often.
What I would like to do is, from here on out, I'd like every Mason Brown surfboard, I want you to check in safe.
Check in safe. I'm checking in safe.
I want you to end it by, come on down.
Hey, man.
I'm checking in safe.
I'm checking in safe.
Those rip tides and rip currents, they're getting bad.
The rip tides or rip currents, they're a real deal. That can happen.
No. That's probably more dangerous.
I mean, all you need to do is check into the sand report and look at how much
sand. Sand report. That's.
I think he needs to do a sand report. You know what? You gotta do you, and then pan over and have him do the sand report.
Right. And on to an expert on sand.
Actually, I can say that I am definitively an expert on sand.
Sure. Yeah.
I love that, yes.
Right. I mean, I'm not qualified to talk about sand. I myself, that's way out of my pay grade. But I do have an expert on sand.
I have counted enough sand from pottery to know what sand is.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, I would say that I think you need to.
You need to expand.
Yeah, you need to add an expert, I think. So what were we talking? We were talking about the fires. We were going to the fires. Oh, the checking in safe.
The whole checking in safe thing. But we just got a taste of what happened in Sonoma and Santa Rosa.
Right.
What 3,000 houses up there or something?
Well,
insane.
But those people need to check in.
Yeah, I mean, look,
they checked in.
Well,
I had friends. Friends who needed to check in. I had friends, who were evacuated. I had friends, if you lived on the wrong hill, it was bad. But if you lived in the flats in L.A., you're fine.
Right.
I have friends that were living in downtown Ventura where they were literally 1 block away from the evacuation mandated line, and they checked in safe. I'm like, oh, okay, that is useful information.
Let's be realistic. None of us really kind of shouted on Facebook before anyone asked how it was going. these fires are terrible, but I'm okay. We
I'm
never
okay.
did that.
You know what was
No.
really, really incredible was
What?
the people that checked in I am safe for the two little spot fires that happened in Malibu.
I think
Those were...
This is what I think we ought to do. I think every night we all let it check in.
Oh, yeah.
I think you get home.
I made it
Go
home
to
safe,
bed.
guys.
I got to tell you,
Grad school didn't get me.
What?
You never know if you're really safe. You never know.
Finn could be out there. Finn's out there.
Finn, right?
Finn's
you
coming
never
for
know.
you.
Never
You're
know.
home. You're laying in bed. You're getting ready to check in, and you take that pause.
Yeah.
You're like, am I safe?
I don't know. if
I
I'm safe.
Am I
don't know.
really safe?
I might not. Be
I may
safe.
not be.
While you're playing Destiny, Jake,
Oh, yeah.
Finn's coming.
Finn's
Yeah.
I know.
Something's coming.
It's a Finn on fire. Finn's on fire. Finn is the fire.
Yeah, dude.
Finn.
That went way down. Okay, so we talked
Save
about
us.
the.
Save us, Chris.
Right. I have something to say because I want to talk to Mason about this. Here's the deal. Mason Brown wrote for National Lampoon.
That is true.
Yeah. And
That's a long time ago.
Yeah, a long time ago.
When
but
it really sucked.
But I find it fascinating. You and Joe, I can never pronounce Joe's last name.
Osterley.
Osterley.
That's right.
I always want to call him Australia.
He responds to anything.
Osterley. Joe
Call
wrote a
him
book,
O-Man.
and I'm gonna have Joe on the show. Joe wrote a book called Weird Hollywood,
Great book.
It's a great book, and he's got on Facebook. He's got a page called Weird Hollywood, which is you guys should check out.
You should, that is better than
Yes.
the Surf Report. That
It's,
is-
well, I don't know.
And
I
the
think-
Sand Report.
Honestly, I think you're coming up. I think you're neck and neck.
yeah, well, but anyhow, Weird Hollywood is
Does
a
it
good
matter
page.
if I think that?
I think so.
Okay,
I mean,
good.
since the audience for mine is one,
It's me.
it's you. So
Mason,
it is
Mason
important that
does
you
his
care.
surf report, and he goes, "Hudson's watching."
That's that. You know,
And
actually,
Hudson doesn't even surf.
you know, I was out there one
That's what the
time.
whole show's about.
And
And
there
4
were-
hours late.
There was a surfer out there who was an actor and an acting coach, and he was like, "What are you doing?" I do a surf report. He's like, gave me a thing. He's like, you know, when you do your thing, you should always imagine that you're talking to one person.
He didn't say.
He did. He told me that.
And you looked at him and said,
Chris Hudson.
Really, he did that?
Yeah,
He really
He
did
really did. By the way, not bad.
Only in L.A.
Not bad advice.
"That's not bad."
That's good advice.
So you wrote. Because I always find it fascinating, because we all read the National Lampoon magazines and things like that. So Jake had. I don't know.
That's me.
You had no, but you guys had. But John.
He was deprived.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you were part of that. You were part of that circle when in the '90s, right?
Yeah, the magazine had just stopped publishing. We were strictly web because web was the wave of the future.
Right.
We got Webby nominated. It was exciting.
Wow.
Webby.
I even like the way you call it a web, because I don't think anybody calls it the web.
No,
anymore.
what do they call it now?
Social media.
I don't know what that
I
is.
don't get it.
I'm too old.
Oh, come on. The interwebs is still something that's known
the
by
interwebs.
everybody.
I do my surfer
Interwebs.
board. That's all I
I know about the dark web.
The dark web. Yeah, right.
I couldn't get on it because of all those LUSD kids.
Yeah. I kept it's clogging up those kids.
Kids clogging up the
Can't
dark
get on my
web.
dark web porn.
Oh God! You want to get banned off
I
YouTube?
mean,
that's how
if
you're
that's
gonna
what
do
you're
it.
going to the dark web for, I
Let
shudder.
me make sure I never get on Facebook. Dark web porn. I'll never get on it.
You know what? Cue the Duran Duran.
Okay, sidebar. That now you brought it up. Did I talk about that? That was the song.
Yeah.
That's why we mentioned it.
No, I just guessed.
No,
you look like a guy who loves Duran Duran.
But I don't think we did that online. I think we were talking about it in the bar.
No,
No, we
I'm
did
sure
it.
it was
We
online.
did it
Did we?
here, Chris.
It was the beginning.
The very beginning.
Chris, you need
We
to
might
take
have
a sip
been
of beer.
I'm losing my mind. Come on down.
Come on down.
Okay, so
I'm safe.
So you were working on National Lampoon when it was not on the dark web.
No, to my knowledge, I don't know.
What happened to that? It's gone now, right? Or no?
No, I think it still exists. But what happened was, we did okay,
Right.
And then it got bought by somebody else,
Right.
who then he ended up pumping and dumping like small scale. It wasn't a listed stock. It was on pink slips. I don't know the stock market. It was on pink slips or something. Anyhow, he's doing a pumping and dumping scam with the stock price, and so
For National Lampoon.
for National Lampoon.
He bought the rights.
He bought the company. Yeah. So and then he ended up going to prison for.
And that's what happened to it.
Yeah, and so somebody owns the rights now who is not in prison, but I think they're
Somebody who's not in prison.
Yeah, I don't believe
El Chapo.
he's in prison.
out there.
Well, maybe he's out. I don't know. Finn owns the rights, I believe.
Finn and Chapo, they work together.
You can't lock him down.
Now there's some guy named Finn out there going, how do they know about me?
God damn it! I thought I was keeping it a secret.
Oh my God!
I got some stabbing to do.
I'm going to run him down.
Why is he Irish?
I don't know. His name's
It's
Finn.
Finn.
He's a leprechaun.
His first name is Finn and his last name is Finn.
Finn McFinn.
Finn McFinny Finn.
Yeah, that's his name. Very dangerous man.
So what happened to the National Lampoon?
Yeah.
They fired. Once they fired us all, I stopped paying. I stopped keeping track.
Yeah, well, sure.
Yeah, they laid us all off for one time, because they were having legal troubles.
And how long did you work for them?
I worked for them for 2.5 years, 3 years. I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. It was great. It was great. We had free reign to write a lot of crap, and it was fun to write. It was great.
It was fun to write a lot of crap.
Yeah, it was great. The pay was terrible,
crap?
but no, some of it was fake crap. Sure, yeah. It was a lot of Onion-esque type articles, a lot of parody things. It was great. It was a lot of fun.
Well, that's where that's what's crazy about it is like the Onion
I
did so well.
Yes.
And Lampoon.
Guess who we lost to in the Webbies? We were Webby nominated.
Onion.
The Onion one. By the way, rightfully so. The Onion was.
The Onion's
but,
great.
Well, that's my point. Like, it's always amazes me how you can take like something that is a comedy icon like National Lampoon, right?
Yeah.
And it gets to this point where somebody else does a startup and it becomes huge. And they probably started up because of Lampoon. They were influenced
undoubtedly
by
they loved Lampoon.
And so they were like, oh well, we'll do that too. And then Lampoon fails.
Right.
I mean, why would you think what? Because now you don't care.
I
So
do
why?
not.
Why?
I think there was probably mismanagement. I think they started to license their name to a bunch of crap. Right. And they started to not spend enough money to hire great writers for the magazine, and then they let the magazine rights go, and then they just didn't hire enough people, and they didn't spend enough money because you need to actually you need to have funny people writing.
And the movies didn't do too well.
No, the movies after Vacation, Vacation, they all start to tank, and then suddenly you get a lot of Tara Reid vehicles when she's on it.
Well, Lampoon should have
pre-Sharknado.
Right, I was going to say the problem is Lampoon should have done Sharknado.
Yes, of course. But and then we licensed Van Wilder, which was actually a legitimate movie. It was a legitimately funny movie. Yeah. Maybe not the best movie, but I liked it. America liked it.
It's trashy.
But it's fun.
It is an amazing A- movie.
Yeah. Well, whatever it is, I don't. A- is pretty big, but
that's a pretty big.
Stop.
Yeah, let's stop.
Stop. Hold on. I want to talk about.
Let's talk about A-
right?
I'm just going. Hold on.
A-
My thought process to that was how much money went into actually making the movie.
Okay. Well,
maybe there's the grade inflation.
Not the grade of how great that
A+,
movie is. That is a solid B movie.
Never mind. Never mind. Let's go back to the movie.
You know what? This is the Blue Hedgehogs thing. I don't know what's going on.
Don't back off from the A-.
You gotta keep that up. So while there's a B movie.
Talk to me about the A-.
Yes.
The dog gum croissant, very funny. Super funny gag.
That would make it an A-, or
maybe an A.
you think it's
Underrated.
Where in the movie did it drop to an A-?
Yeah. You tell me.
Right, because did we start at an A+?
It's when Finn showed up.
Did we start at a C and rise?
like everything in school, you got to work up to that.
Okay, so you watched the beginning of Van Wilder, you went, this is a C+ movie. And then by the end, you're like,
A-.
It's an A-.
If it's just been a little longer.
Again, I think I already clarified. I meant the amount of money that went into production.
I know.
Well, I get that, but the movie itself needs to be good.
The movie is a B.
All right. Well, you can tell the world I'm in.
Right. Yes, I know. Hold on, what do you mean?
It's a comedy, though, so it doesn't really need to be judged on how much money it spends. I mean, it's all about the jokes itself. So
Okay.
Unless it's
I'm sorry. You're right. It's a horrible movie and should be a B.
a horrible movie is not a B.
What? I don't understand the scale at all.
Pick it on John.
We go from
Okay,
an
shut
F
up
is a
now.
B, an F is a B, and an A-
He's like,
I can't do the math.
Right. Right, where do you go with this? Like, seriously.
It's a very slender
subjectivity.
window.
That's like saying, yeah, man, it's
Actually,
like a 10
Chris, I can,
out of 10.
I can answer where
out
we
of
go
2.
into this.
Like, what?
I can tell you where
Okay,
we
go.
go with this. We
Right.
go to postmodernist thought.
Okay.
Oh my God.
What happened?
I think you lost
to
me.
national
Mason
labor?
Mason wants to dive into that beer. Come on down.
Come on down. I'm gonna peel off the label now.
We're safe down here.
Everybody's out with that.
What's that?
Everybody's out when you bring that up.
What, postmodern?
Thought.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What is
just
that?
leave
I don't even know what that is. I am curious.
Don't.
Are we going down that rabbit hole?
You're going.
I can't.
I'm
let's
not
not.
directing this.
I don't know if I can go down the rabbit hole.
Fair enough.
I'm trying
Please
to. I'm
do
trying
not.
to listen. I'm
I'm
trying.
sorry, that's
no,
a
no, no.
bad
Here's the
joke.
thing. I'm trying because we mentioned stuff because we were drinking at the bar for a few minutes
Some water.
beforehand, and yeah, and I try to keep no politics as a thing because I think it's such a heated situation.
Sure.
So I'm trying to keep it. So, but there's so many things on a social level that if we get into, yeah, we've already got it.
I'll just look like an asshole if you go there.
To many people.
Yeah.
The right and the left. It doesn't matter.
All of them.
I piss them off.
Fuck them all. This guy's an asshole.
What happened to that?
I made up my mind.
Right.
I don't like this guy.
Right. Do you think that you become an ass? I mean, do you get?
I think I always was. So that works out well for me.
Right. Okay, so basically we've discovered that Van Wilder is an A-.
A minus.
A minus.
And if it had been a B, it would have been an F.
I'm coughing from all the smoke in the air.
Yeah.
Just checking in. Safe.
Checking in.
I don't know how safe I am anymore.
You're not.
Right.
With this postmodernism.
No one's safe.
No one's safe from that.
I'm gonna lay in bed tonight, look over at my wife, and go, "We're not safe."
Postmodernism
There's
is
so
coming.
much around us.
According to Mason, no one is safe.
Postmodernism, Finn, it's everywhere.
I live my life in fear.
It's the only way to live it.
Yeah.
Get up in the morning and not know. Just
Yeah.
be fearful.
Just be, I die 1,000 deaths.
You know, I'll be honest with you. I'm riding the orange line right now, and
You should live in
not,
fear.
you're right here.
You should live in
You're
fear.
not.
right, not right now,
No.
but in my mind, I am.
Right, you go back to it.
I go back to
It's a
it.
safe space.
Right, it's a safe space. So I get on in the morning. It's 37 minutes to the studio. So I get on and
Newspaper or book?
Phone.
phone, iPhone. I'm
He's
watching.
upgraded.
I'm watching kitty cats play.
Right, because my goddamn web is so slow with all those LA kids. Can't go to the dark web.
He can't get on the dark web on
You
his
know what?
phone.
You just gave me something. I should. You know what? Want to freak the freaks out in the bus? Just hold your phone up. Anybody else can't get on the dark web today?
You're
Anybody
stabbing.
else got problems?
Finn's right there watching you. You're stabbed in 3 minutes.
Getting crazy porn.
This is killing me.
Darn it! I can't watch little people doing things with mowers.
Oh, you think that's dark web? Oh, that's easy.
sounds like the
that's
web.
easy.
Sounds like the web, right?
You
Yeah.
speak from a place of knowledge?
Well, I think Jake actually said to me one time, he goes, "Dad, have you heard about the dark web?" I said, "Yeah." He's like, "Don't ever go there." I was like, "I got a problem."
Right.
Why does Jake know about it?
Here's the
There's
thing.
Jake.
I went there and I just saw myself.
It wasn't pretty.
Yeah, I went to the dark web and it was like,
It
yeah,
was terrible.
I'm Batman.
Me with a goatee.
Well, that's bad.
Yeah.
You don't see me with a goatee.
No. I've had a
haven't had
goatee.
one.
Oh, yeah, it was bad.
What happened?
I shaved it.
Where'd you go?
That's a traditional end to all goatees.
Clearly, it was nothing but good decisions.
What did you do? Somebody said, "What happened to your goatee?"
I shaved it.
It's not there anymore.
There was a fire. I'm safe.
Right. That's exactly right. So I get on the orange line, and I think to myself, And this is crazy because actually there's some really good people on the Orange. I mean, it's not like the kind of play. It's not like what you think is like just.
It's not like the red line.
No.
I was gonna say the blue
It's not
line,
like the
but
subway in New York.
Where's the black line? It's just like the black line.
No, it's actually not bad. There's a lot of professional people, a lot of just working class people, and people doing things.
It's not the
But once in a while,
line in Atlanta.
No.
Come on, Dad.
Once in
what
a while,
about the Chicago line that we took? The L?
Oh, the L, yeah. Well, yeah. It's not that.
That was.
But there's a few guys on there that in my brain, I try to get tough. In my brain. Like, what would I do?
If I had to.
If I had to.
If shit goes down on the Orange line.
Right. I've got this metal water bottle.
Good.
And I've
using what you've got.
Yeah.
I've thought about ways
that we
could do that.
Water bottle self-defense.
And meanwhile, yes,
yes,
exactly. And this is where my hypochondriac brain grows. I start looking on the YouTubes and stuff
for like
just different
Orange line
different
bottles.
like mace. Right. Or like those batons. By the way, batons that go
the Cobra. The Cobra.
All the other people from
the spring-loaded baton.
They don't recommend them.
Interesting. I always thought they did.
No, if you get the baton that goes out and you want to smack someone, what it says is the first 2 hits could be lethal, but you have to hit them right. After that,
it's
just a floppy stick.
What's the difference between the first 2 hits?
I thought
because you can't.
After that, it's physical comedy.
Chris, I thought you were safe.
Oh, I'm not safe on the Orange line.
You're not safe on the Orange line?
Can you report that, please?
Wait. But you're going in town with all of the same people that are like your neighbors.
Yeah, but he's going in his mind and he's going through some scenarios. If shit happens to go south.
That's it.
He needs a baton.
Like what?
Yeah.
What's going to go south?
He needs a taser baton.
Look, nothing is going to go wrong. But in my
They're
mind,
Metro Police.
In my mind, I am staring at everyone as a
potential threat.
Right.
So young lady with a baby, baton out.
Dad. He's
the
like
young lady with the baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The baby's gonna bite you out like a rabbit.
You don't know.
The baby's a vampire.
Could be an agent of Fiend.
Baby's gonna.
Is that a real baby?
Don't know.
He's an agent of death.
Don't know. Is that her baby?
Why is that? Honestly, okay, you guys are gonna laugh, but some woman got on. And she had this baby wrapped in a big blanket.
Yeah, that's a
burrito.
Suspect.
And you couldn't see the baby. And I thought to myself, I looked over, and I looked like this, and I was staring at the woman, and I look over some guy, and he's staring. He looks at me, and I go like this, and he goes, like, I don't know what you mean. And I wanted to go, that's not a real baby.
That's not a baby. But instead, it came off as,
that's a dark web
are you single?
That's a dark web baby. Wait a second. Were you thinking that was a baby bomb?
Yes.
Yes, of course he was.
A baby bomb.
Of course he was.
Here's the problem,
really?
though. As soon as I went there, she took the thing off and went like this, and the baby's like, I'm like,
it's cute and adorable and not plastic explosive wrapped in nails, which is what I thought it was.
Yeah, coming from Canoga Park.
At that point, I marked myself safe.
Safe everywhere.
I'm safe.
But I waited.
I waited.
Orange line, come on down.
I'm sorry.
I still would have been
Wait,
concerned.
Chris, you waited. You hesitated. You live in America.
Dipping into politics.
Right. Oh, God. Here we go.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry, we're not moving the embassy to North Hollywood.
What?
Oh, my God.
Nice.
I can't believe you said that.
You've got to relax.
I know, I do. Listen.
You've got to relax. It's the orange line,
Listen.
Chris.
Everyone, and this, I prefaced
going to North Hollywood.
Right. I prefaced the entire conversation by saying there are some very good people.
Oh, sure. No.
So I wanted to.
You've never been
Besides
safe.
that baby.
But what about the bad people, Chris? The one
That baby was a piece of shit.
What about the vampire?
I got
baby,
one guy
Chris?
at this table that gets what I'm saying, right, Mason Brown?
Oh, I know.
Yeah, Mason's plugged in.
Mason is surfing.
Totally
plugged in.
Mason's surfing and he's watching sharks. I'm on the orange line looking for.
Can you have
looking for the bomb?
Can you have a
alert.
baby bomb report on the bus?
Mason's doing the sand report.
Right.
And you're on the orange
You know what?
line.
I should start doing that.
A baby bomb report.
As soon as Facebook allows me back on, I'm going to do reports.
Can you please do the orange line?
I'll do the orange line. Go. Just wanted to let you know, no baby bombs here today. Everyone's pretty
Checking
safe.
in safe.
That's the orange line. Lancashire, come on down.
Come on down. Come on. It's nice.
Jeez.
We're making pretty good time.
And now to John.
Yeah.
Now
on time.
Now to John for the
On
sand
time.
report.
The sand's fine.
It's pretty grainy. Pretty grainy today.
Really, Granny. That's a
course
bit higher bit higher contents of quartz here.
There's some silica I don't like.
Exactly.
4 hours later, it might be fine. But, right now,
No.
Pretty silica heavy.
Is that consensual sand?
I don't.
Consensual.
Consensual. Okay. So anyway, that's my
That's
orange.
my new Kindle light. Consensual.
Right, consensual.
Yeah. That just came to me. I wish it hadn't.
That was really
Hey,
good.
man,
That was really good.
Hey, man,
Right.
dyslexia might suck, but it is magnificent at making new words.
So I'm going to skew it over to Mason, too. Mason, you are also a...
Moving on.
You're working in reality television as well.
I am.
So,
I'm sorry.
I know. It gets real quiet because I'm working in it, too.
You work there, too. Exactly.
Yeah.
We almost worked
sorry.
together on some kind of Bear Island show.
Did we?
We almost did.
What happened?
I don't know.
The island, just the bear.
I think
They all got
people,
bear, or
the bear ate the people
island.
on the island.
I don't know.
So
Did you
there
work
was
on
no
the Bear
more
Island show?
killifish
I did.
to make.
Yeah, I think I got a different job,
Which was better?
which was better because you had warned me that the Bear Island job
It was
fucking
Island
a
Bear.
hard show.
Right, I remember that.
And then I did get a different job. Which,
Now, is Scott, have you worked with Scott Weeney? Is he still working in that?
I've never worked with Scott Weeney.
Yeah.
But he is still he's reality TVing.
Wow.
Very funny man.
I'd like to get
Wasting
Scott.
his talents on reality TV.
Well, aren't we all?
Well,
maybe not.
Nope. I'm maximizing
you
mine.
and I.
I'm maximizing.
Right.
Very happy.
So, is there anything you could share with anyone, like some stories with the anything in reality? I see his face right now. He's like, I got nothing.
I got that. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you.
This might be
Really? Couldn't tell
exceedingly
us.
late, Chris,
NDA?
because the YouTube's just updated, but someone was trying to talk to us.
Oh shit.
No, this is this was a little bit ago. This is like 10
Oh,
minutes
that's from
ago.
Jonathan.
Honestly, it's
Yeah.
hard for us to get a word in edgewise. This poor schmuck on the internet.
No, he's talking
Never
about
gonna get through.
no,
Right.
yeah, I read it.
Right.
Not worth it.
Well, I like the way my segue to reality television worked really
Yeah.
well.
Well, yeah. It was-
Nothing.
Until everyone stopped talking about it.
Yeah, it's great.
Right.
Yeah.
It's reality.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time watching a lot of raw material. It's pretty freaking thrilling.
Right, exactly. So we're safe from the fires. We all know. We know that we're safe from sharks.
We don't.
Not
We don't.
safe,
We don't know
not
that for a
safe
second.
from the sand.
Not safe from all of the different things that
Okay,
come from
I got
the
some.
shark.
I got some. I got to say it. How's everybody feel about the Olympics going to be coming to Los Angeles?
Against.
I didn't even know that was happening.
Firmly against.
Oh, come on.
Is that
Yes.
happening?
I'm firmly against
I'm sorry.
myself.
I was too excited about the Olympics
Neither of
coming
you were
to
here in
Japan,
90.
I didn't
and,
know.
and Goku
84?
being the main
84.
mascot for it.
Is that actually
84,
a thing? Was
right?
that is an
It was-
actual thing.
I did not know that.
Goku
I
is the
wanna kill
main
myself.
mascot for the Olympics.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
This is a side like gaming thing, Goku Roku.
Okay,
Sushi roll
you
is
have no
delicious.
excuse on this because you lived with me as I was a ridiculous Dragon Ball Z fan, and I know
right.
I talked to you
By
about
the way,
Goku, Piccolo,
I just want to let you know.
Krillin.
Headphones.
I just want to let you know. Your father had no choice but to live with you.
Yeah,
I didn't live with him like that.
So don't look at him. Don't give him the eye. Do you see
Well,
that?
he's giving him stink eye.
By the
I
way,
can't believe
Chris-
I was living with you.
Chris.
You chose to live with me and you didn't know.
Chris,
The unfortunate
you
thing
know-
How old were you?
I was same age as Fireman Dave, man.
Oh, so okay. So you were a child.
That helps
Oh,
a
I
bit.
should have brought Fireman Dave today.
Here we go.
He was
Oi.
a child.
He should be in every
Had to live with his
podcast on
father.
that.
He
Outrageous.
was
So,
living
hang
with
on a
his
second.
father, which is a natural thing to do. Wait,
Right.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Right.
Like, I'm a
Whoa,
baby
whoa!
bastard.
Fireman Dave would have had all these fires out in a day.
he was not a baby bomb. No.
Fireman Dave
He
is
was Fireman Dave.
Alright,
John's
existed.
imaginary fireman.
All right, that's the backstory I needed.
Where are we going?
What are we doing?
And I can make fun of
So
him.
by the way, let me just preface this. He just yelled at you at an age where Fireman Dave was an imaginary friend who could today put out those fires quickly about Dragon Ball Z.
Because I couldn't remember.
Let me just
in
say
my
right now,
old age.
I'm a little bit angry that you stopped believing in firemen. Dave.
Oh man, where is Fireman Dave?
Because LA could have
Fireman
used him.
Dave is
This
on my
is
face.
the real conversation here, Chris. Right now,
Right. It's probably bigger than Santa Claus.
You know
I
that
mean,
5% containment? That's
I'm
Fireman
sorry.
Dave right there. Boom.
Right.
Fireman
I'm just gonna
Dave-
clap till you come back.
Fireman Dave needs
I
to
believe
make
you,
an
Fireman
appearance.
Dave.
is that the,
Fireman
Is that the
Dave.
clapback?
Yeah, that's right.
Right, bring him
Bring
back.
him back.
Bring back.
If you
bring
believe.
back
Fireman
Fireman.
Dave.
Whoa. I have Fireman Dave. Can I send it?
Yeah, I
That's
could.
a picture of a Dodger towel, John.
Yeah, but Fireman Dave is a Dodger fan.
Be careful with
true.
your, be careful
This
with
is
your
true.
web history. That's all I'm saying.
It's very dark. What is that?
Enough said.
What is that?
Oh my god. So okay, are we good with the fact that you had no choice but to live with your father, and your father had no choice but to live with you?
Do
So
you
they
accept
didn't
that?
So
pay
you are
attention?
not
Yes,
allowed to yell at your father about Dragon Ball Z. I'm just saying, right, Mason?
That seems,
Thank
seems
you.
fair to me.
Thank you. I remember
I mean,
Dragon
as
Ball
two
Z.
guys that are fathers, we have to defend this.
I will defend it. There
Thank you.
is a brotherhood
Thank
of
you.
sorts.
Thank you.
I'm the one who's not a father, and I'm still not defending.
Right.
It. So it's like, you know,
Well,
We're
okay,
not-
I'll just sit in my corner of nerdom.
Benedict Arnold over
I
here.
watched the show.
Just
I never-
message it.
I'm not expecting my father to
Email
remember
them
it.
to you?
No, you just send it to me on the message.
Yeah.
On the
Okay.
message.
Well,
on
with
the
all
message.
Dad, with all the LAUSD kids, you know, it might take a minute to send.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's the problem right now. We have all these.
I don't like it. I don't like
All
it.
out of school in our neighborhood.
With vouchers, that may change.
Those
I'm sorry
kids
to get
next
called.
door to me that make a lot of noise. The kids that scream across the street.
I'll touch that one real
We'll
quick.
touch that one later.
Touch and move.
Love all those.
Come on down.
Come on down.
Oh wait, I just got it. Hang on. So
There you
this
go.
is okay. So I'm
Fireman Dave, as
I
a
drank
Dodger
this
fan,
already.
he was rooting for the Dodgers.
And
Fireman Dave lives in the man cave because I still believe
Right.
in Fireman Dave.
So
Very true.
I will put
Very
the
true.
picture over here
I'm excited.
Come on.
so we can see him, and then I'm gonna pull it up.
And nobody's
Why
gonna
doesn't he? Oh, here it is. It's
No.
over here. There's
It's funny. My wife
There's
has...
Fireman
Fireman
Dave.
Dave.
Nice.
right there.
Oh, there he is.
Hang on.
That guy's
I'm
And
gonna-
my
out.
daughter and
Hang on.
myself. Erica, you're watching.
I
there
will
you
go.
are.
Oh, you
They're on
also
the
have.
screen.
Is that
Hang on.
And
Who's
there's
that?
Erica's
Was that your lucky
math.
dog?
Fireman Dave is
Erica.
on.
Erica's Max?
It's on. It's on. It's on.
I gotta
it's
say,
on live now.
I feel relieved because my wife had a lot of conversations with this guy, Fireman Dave. Now I know it's just it's fine.
There he is.
No, he's right there. He's
what he
only
is.
about
That's what
6 inches
I-
tall.
for a while I was feeling suspicious.
That's
Now,
enough inches
now
to
I'm
do
fine.
something. I'm just.
Now I'm fine.
I gotta tell you, Mason, I still feel a little threatened though. Look at Fireman Dave's muscles.
He's a strong man.
Fireman Dave.
They work
He's
out.
buff. He's 6. It's
He's
fine.
got
It's
some-
enough.
That's what they do at the
That
station.
is Fireman
That's
Dave.
what they do.
Yeah, they lift weights.
But
They're in good
okay,
shape.
But
those
this
guys.
is what's freaking me out. This little face, right? Like, what is that face? What is that?
Oh, you talked to the master of the
That
Death
was-
Max
that was
over
the-
here.
The old art days.
The old art days.
That's
No, back in the old art days.
Oh, I'm glad that's over.
It was before the beach
Okay.
report. It was before everything. It was before.
that's
Yeah.
called a death
This
mask.
is
got-
way back when.
Let's not
Wow.
go there.
Those are the old art days.
It was great. These
Oh
are
my
artifacts.
Now I
These
sold
are
out.
artifacts of,
Right.
of life.
Right.
Strictly
Dodgers.
commercial.
I got
Fireman Dave.
time.
Oh,
My daughter
God.
and I, when she was about 7,
Yeah.
there we go.
Yeah.
Made death
Oh, that's
masks.
her. Yeah, the big one.
Yeah, we were in Indian
Nothing
princesses together.
Okay.
Come on.
So
Indian princesses.
Oh, okay.
That doesn't exist anymore
No, I'm
because
with you,
there's
yeah.
no more. The YMCA is now a gym.
I think we're going political.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
No.
No. We're going
no.
PC.
No,
Politically correct.
No, just that was when the YMCA had programs for kids.
Right.
Now it's an athletic program for
Right.
adults.
Mason looked at me and Mason went, "There goes my career."
Oh, he has a career?
No, don't worry. I'm not throwing away anything.
Whoa.
He has a surf report.
burn.
He has a surf report.
I think it's fair. I
With a
think
fin.
It's a fair comment.
It's a fair comment that he could lose. He could
Nothing.
actually lose his surf report.
He'll
My
get
God.
banned from Facebook just like
Next,
you.
next thing you know, he's getting nailed
listen.
on social media.
Yeah.
You know what? Don't come on down. Oh, so sad.
I'll talk to Fireman Dave.
Yeah,
Okay?
you make it right.
Let Fireman
He'll open
Dave
it back
know.
up. You'll be all
Fireman
good.
Dave.
Chris,
Right.
I'll talk to
Yeah,
He'll be
let-
talking to your wife and
let
it'll all be
Fireman-
good in a
let me
week.
know
It's all
about
good.
Fireman Dave.
and I'll let Fireman Dave do a surf report.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
Great.
That would be really
Okay.
good, actually.
I think that would be
Fireman
on
Dave
down.
surf
I think
It'd
we
be
He's
better
gonna
to
replace
do
me.
it at the sand
Come on
report
down.
to
That
say.
would
Come
be
on
on
down.
down.
That would
Come
be
on down,
funny.
Fireman Dave.
Yeah,
Save
sure.
us.
Save us.
Make us all safe.
Yeah. So
So I can report it.
it's walled out. Good luck, Fireman Dave.
It was a big week for
It's
Fireman
right.
Dave.
Fireman Dave was missed. I think we needed a Fireman Dave. I mean, are we still in containment? Where are we at with all the fires? I can't.
I don't know, and I
Ask
don't.
Fireman Dave.
I don't know what like they go 5% containment, and then it's like is that is that
Yeah, what
doesn't
is that?
seem like a lot. Like 5%,
doesn't
that
sound
seems
like
like
a lot.
nothing. But,
Right.
but like, people are like, it feels okay.
Yeah, I know. It was like, well, it's 5% contained. I'm like, 5% out of 95?
Yeah.
95
That's an
seems-
F.
Like, that's
That's
an
a
F.
B. That's a B.
It might be.
That is a solid B.
I am
It's a-
pretty
it's a
sure
C+.
that is a
great.
definitive F.
C+.
Yes. That's a C+.
It's that.
Maybe
Wait.
when you get the 35%.
Yeah, there you
Come
go.
on.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
a real C+.
That's
Wow. That's,
Could you
I've never
imagine
seen
that?
anyone get a C+.
Right, and everybody's just like, oh, yeah, it's 5% contained. Like, okay.
Okay,
C+,
that
shut
sounds
up.
horrible.
So, can I freak out or should I not freak out?
Should
Where
you
I
post
be?
it? You're safe or not?
Right.
I don't know.
I think I'm going to post it.
Oh, you should post that you are
5% containment. I'm safe.
I'm there. I'm going into the orange line.
You're on the 405.
I'm taking the
safe.
orange line.
Yeah.
Baby bomb.
I'm going on the
Hey,
orange
come on.
line, baby.
I got myself a water thermos. Shit goes down.
I know. I can't believe you're thinking of how to defend
The
yourself.
worst item of personal defense in the world.
Not this thing.
It's terrible.
I figured
Did
out
it come
ways
from
to...
REI?
I can kill him.
A hard edge.
I can kill a man with that water.
Hey man, it's a blunt metal object.
Listen, it's a blunt metal object full of water. It's like, it'll weigh a lot of
What
water.
if you've
It's
been
gonna knock. It's gonna knock out a
okay.
moderate.
Here's the problem.
Moderate.
You were worried
minor
about the baby
threat
bomb, right?
With
Yes.
ease.
You were worried about a baby bomb?
Yeah.
So you wanted to get a baton for it? What is that going to
Not
do?
for the baby bomb.
For what?
Also, you might be able to
Crazy guy.
smack her
Smack-
her hand before she can detonate the
Stop
baby
it.
bomb.
She
Don't
goes
let that
to the thing.
baby off.
Wow.
Listen, let me go back to the water bottle. The thing is,
Yeah.
I thought about
Yeah, because if you're thirsty,
and I have
it
been
loses
thirsty.
its edge.
I have been thirsty. I have been thirsty.
Loses its edge.
I've taken a sip
Yeah.
and I've waited.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm still
You,
good.
so how many sips?
I'm
do you,
still at a
how many
lethal
sips do you have before it becomes?
Well, you got to take a lot of sips. So
Oh.
I can have like, but it depends on the sips. If I take small sips, I'm okay.
You're okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
5%.
So, yeah.
Are you that thirsty in the
5%.
morning?
I try not to be, knowing that I could use this as a weapon.
Right. Till the end where you're starting to feel safe. That's you got to be
Get
careful.
to work.
start
It's like
drinking.
I can
No, you have
rehydrate.
to be careful. But when you do think about it, because there's crazies that you could defend yourself with a water bottle,
Some baby bombs.
but not the baby bomb.
No.
You're fucked.
Especially the
Can't do
nails.
it. And I think anybody at this table would have thought that woman had a baby bottle.
Oh,
because
anyone would have.
It wasn't a blanket. It was a towel.
Reasonable minds agree.
It was a towel. The towel was over the
Exactly.
baby.
Just
color was the towel?
absolutely threatening.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What color was the towel?
That is
color was the towel.
frightening.
It was like a peach.
If I
Peach.
can,
Oh, it's
Terrifying.
if I can't see the face of the baby, I know it's a bomb.
Exactly what I was thinking. If I can't see that, when she came on, I wanted to go, hey, let's see the face of that baby. That's what I wanted.
It better be adorable.
Right.
It can be
Well,
an
bring
ugly
my
baby.
baton out.
If it's an ugly baby, it's still a baby. It's so
Then it's like, cover that baby.
yeah, cover it up. Thank
Okay,
you.
it's not a bomb. Cover it back up.
We're clear. Everybody report safe. We're fine.
Check in. Come on down.
Check in. Come on down.
You can check in safe, everybody.
No, baby bombs,
It's
come on
a
down.
real baby. It's just ugly, so cover it back
Exactly.
up. No one wants to deal with that.
Oh, so I think we all had fun tonight. Look, it's been an hour. Thank you guys.
No,
we're gonna wrap it up. Unless you guys want to talk about anything else.
No, I'm done.
Come on, guys.
No,
We
no,
need
no.
to talk more about the sand report.
No more sand report. Nothing.
No, fair use.
Nothing now?
More fair use.
No politics?
Fair use.
No politics.
No
You're
politics.
having a
I only
serious
came on
discussion.
here for a fair use
Why are
discussion.
you
What
the only
happened?
one bringing up politics?
Okay.
That
Because
sounds,
he
that
told
sounds like the end.
that sounds
before
like
the
exit
show.
music.
Well, I do need to find. I want you guys to help me. I do need to find.
Is
an
this
exit
the Who?
music.
Can we put some Duran Duran on, please?
Yeah.
No,
Please.
Duran Duran.
Thank
Is this
you.
a good exit music?
Let me see here.
No.
It's too-
Hold on.
No.
No, it's Hey Jude. Reggae.
You think everything's Hey Jude?
Yeah.
How about this one? How about this one?
Hey Jude.
This is
Jude.
acceptable.
Yeah.
A little
We can do
acoustic,
this one,
a
we can
little
do this
acoustic effect there.
Oh, this is totally Hey Jude. What are you talking
This
about?
is Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Yeah, but I think
there
this
you
is a
go.
good
Is it-
exit song. No?
Well, I just think you need
fine.
lyrics. I mean, I think you. With
can't do
there
lyrics.
goes the
If there's
show,
lyrics,
we're
it's
done.
copyright, and then you're banned from
Chris,
YouTube.
Chris, you need
Right.
something
You know,
that
because he can write his own lyrics.
You need something
Well,
that winds
He used
down.
to do that in the edit all
Yeah.
the time.
Sure.
Okay,
My
so
pants. I mean, come on.
I was waiting for you to say that. Why didn't you say that?
I should have said it earlier. Sorry.
Okay, wait. Here we go. Here we go.
Do you want to go through everything we
Hang on.
talked about tonight?
I
You want to
want an A minus song.
A minus song?
This is a wind down.
This is Summer in the City.
It's like a
1968.
That sounds like shitty elevator music.
Oh, now I love it.
Here we go.
Oh god.
All right.
No, it's country. That's a B. That's 100%
music
B.
that's played.
That's a B.
You guys, I gotta try to find
That's
an
a
out.
solid F.
I gotta try to find an out
Outro.
song.
Give me a B. Outro.
It's a full B.
That's a B.
That's a
Full
B.
B.
Okay,
You don't want a B.
No country, right?
This
Okay.
is like a B minus, B plus.
Hold on. It's got to say Channel H to me.
Okay.
That's like that.
Hang on.
There you go. That's it. The
That's
gliss.
was a
right
tag.
there.
That was a
That
That was
complete
perfect.
Gliss at
That's
the
it.
end.
You should've
Good
cut
night,
it.
everybody.
That was channel B right
This
there.
is called ambient dark. It's dark web.
Oh, dark
Oh,
web.
oh.
This has been the Chris Hudson Show on Channel H.
Baby bombs.
Checking out with all its baby.
This could be good.
Baby bombs.
I got myself a water cooler. Got water thermos right now, and I am good to go.
some metal in here.
I plan on rolling down the orange line.
Sharks in the water.
He's lethal.
Hang on.
It's
Hang on.
coming for you.
Hang on. I gotta find a song. And
That was good. I like
Hang on.
that.
I've heard this one.
Yeah,
before.
I mean, are we on Looney Tunes? I mean, it
Oh,
totally
my God.
works.
I've heard
We
this
are
song too
Looney,
much.
And I'm
and we
safe.
can be a little toony. No? Oh, okay, I'm
Where
sorry.
you can make people cry? The show's over. I'm so sad.
I'm so sad.
Oh,
The
don't-
one person
don't-
who was watching.
Don't anyone listen to that one because that one's like a. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, that's an intro. This is an intro.
This is
an
like
intro, man.
Finn's soundtrack right here.
Right. That's Vincent.
Yeah. Just
Oh,
put some
God, can I
beats
find-
by Dre and kills to that song. Sure. Yes.
No, this is actually Finn's soundtrack.
Okay.
Just go
Yeah.
on.
We're gonna go out.
That's how disturbing
We're
Finn is.
Can we go out on this one or no?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean,
This will be funny. Thank you so much. I'm gonna let Mason take us out with a really nice. I don't know what you're gonna do, but you're gonna give me an exit. But I'm just gonna say thanks for being here, John, Jake, John, Mason. I appreciate you guys. And Mason, can you take us out on something?
Ladies
done
and gentlemen,
this.
it's been a pleasure being on Channel H with the Chris Hudson Hour. And I just wanted you to know that wherever you are, whoever you are, check in safe.
Check and say.
Come on down.
All right. Thanks. Good night, everyone.